Hey everyone, Enclave here. I wanted to at least stream or record Anthem a few times before its eventual turn off. Um, I had just been made aware as of a few days ago that on July 12th, 2026, they are officially turning off the servers. And to me, that sucks because it shows they are completely done with the game. A game which had so much untapped potential that it could have been, the Destiny killer. I feel like, and all it would have really needed was an update or two for in-game content. So the fact that they sat here and have essentially said no, we're done is it's heartbreaking. So I don't know if it's just me or a few others, but this is a game I'm going to be playing for a hot minute while I still can. I think ultimately what I want to do on the very last day of the servers is probably like a day in advance is I'm going to sit down and play until the servers go completely offline. I don't know how that'll go, and honestly I just don't want to see the game die. Unfortunately, it's going to, which really does suck because the game has, like I said, so much potential. Beautiful game. I mean, like, for what they did, for, you know, it's better than some games that I've played in the recent time.
I did make it.
It has a few bugs still, but, it's still a good game. And what sucks is that EA does this type of shit
Welcome to my store. Browser
pretty frequently. They'll sit here and they will just ignore what the community wants. It is also partially our fault that's getting turned off because apparently they have a model where if less than 1% of the total, like, top average players stop working, like, stop playing it, they'll just turn it off, which makes sense on a business standpoint, but also just really sucks because
I want this javelin.
I know there are plenty of people who would love to see this game just get a remaster even. And the fact that it's probably not gonna get one does suck. Luckily, I think that basically what I'm thinking is that I've seen a dude on let's see, it was on TikTok. I don't remember the exact account name, but he was working on a game similar to it. He was trying to remake the flight engine and then the gameplay. Like, it was very early stages of what Anthem would have been like, or been like during development. I don't know if it was on Unity or what, but it was definitely promising to see. It does suck. They are probably just going to wipe the slate clean, and if you try to make something similar, they are probably going to copyright you, because that is the company EA is, sadly. Like, as much as I hate to say it. But my whole thing with this game is that it's beautiful. The way they made it is just a gorgeous, gorgeous game. And I may not have played it every day or every month, but it's a good game to come back to because it set a precedent of what games should be, like how much work can go into a game, and then it still be, it's messy. I'm not gonna lie and say it's not. It's still messy, but it's fun. It's a game that, even though it's not as popular as it probably should have been, because EA didn't want to, reinvest in it or do something like that because they just want money in their pocket. For the game that they have created, I fell in love with it. I ended up finding the game because of a friend of mine who we no longer talk, but he was a good friend for a very long time, and he's like, "Hey, it's a game I've discovered. It's called Anthem." I'm like, "Oh, cool. What's it like? What's the concept of the game?" He goes, "You like Fallout, don't you?" I go, "Yeah, I like Fallout." He goes, "Cool." He's like, "There's basically power armor suits you get into. They're called javelins." I'm like, "Oh, okay." He goes, "You get into them, and you fly around the map with them." He goes, "There are 4 different classes technically. There's a lightweight, which is called Interceptor, a medium, 2 mediums. One's called the not Storm, the Ranger, and then there's Storm." I go, "What does Ranger do?" He sounds like kind of like badass. He goes, "He's a poster boy for it, basically. It's a poster exoskeleton where just standardized, general, all-purpose, really good at it." All right, jack of all trades, master of none. He goes, "Yeah." And then there's one I
Bring
think
back
you'd
any
like.
fragments you can find.
He
That should
goes,
silence the relic.
"I think you would love the Colossus class." I go, "Oh, and why is that?" He goes, "The Colossus class is like the ultra heavy boy, basically."
Don't back down.
Damn! Anyway, he's like, "The Colossus is the ultra heavy class." He's like, "You are basically unkillable." I go, "Oh, am I?" He goes, "If you play your cards right, yeah." I'm like, "Nothing can kill you." I go, "Okay, I'll check it out." So I bought the game. And at the time, I think it was like $30, 45. It was something up there. It was when games were still good and didn't charge you an arm and a leg just because of the fucking name attached to them, which is disgusting practice, by the way. I hate that shit. But I jumped on the game. I'm like, alright, cool, I'm gonna play Colossus like he said I would like after the tutorial. I was a little confused. You could just play the tutorial and choose your class. I'm like, alright, I can do that. That seems doable. He goes, "Let me know when you're done and I will try to help you do it." And so just play the game for a bit. So I ended up going through the tutorial, chose my class, and once I did, I'm like, okay, it feels kind of heavy because it's going to. You are the tank. You are supposed to be taking everything. So let's see what I can do with this. I ended up falling in love with the game just because there's a variety of different things. It's not like Warframe where there's hundreds of, or not hundreds, but like 60 to 70 different Warframes. Like, don't get me wrong.
Okay. Good.
Having choices is always good. Not having to just sit there and rely on a single, armor piece or something like that. It does it in a way where it's definitely noticeable. Like, there's a noticeable difference between the classes. So, like, you can't make the Ranger become a tank of all high heavens. It's never going to have the armor and whatnot. The Colossus is. And that's fine, it's a designated class. Like, it's supposed to have these features. And I've found that the game just does what it does really well. I mean, it could have had more. Yeah, most games, you could always criticize, they could have done more. But for what it is, the game it is, for as much as they've abandoned it, basically. No new content, no reinvestment like they should have. It's a fantastic game. And it does hurt to hear they're just going to get rid of it. They're going to kill it off. Which, ironically, is weird that they just so happen to do it when the Stop Killing Games movement is gaining traction. And for any of you who don't know what that is, the Stop Killing Games traction is a EU petition that's being signed. As of recording this, it has about 1.3 million signatures. Fortunately for your a resident of the US can't do it because it's for EU only. But it's weird how as soon as that gains the traction it's so needed, they decide to abandon a game which, in hindsight, is probably one of their poster boys. EA is only thing I really know them for is Anthem and Titanfall. I know they have a lot of other titles. I don't much care for them. But EA has a weird tendency of killing off its games, which is weird how they do it, because they put all this emphasis on the online part, even though it could have easily been an offline one. Like The Sims 4. Did you know if you don't have an internet connection, you cannot play The Sims 4 through the EU launcher, which is highly dumb, because I have it on Steam, and I can't play it even when if I go offline, which to me is shitty. I'm not gonna hide how I feel with that. If I'm playing a purely offline game, I should have access to the game offline. I paid for the game. I didn't pay for Sims because, it's free, but the point is, I would have paid for that thing. I should be able to play this thing whenever I want to. Even though, technically, which is as shitty as it is, you only buy the license to the game, which is dumb. It's dumb, because if I buy a game for $60, I expect to have that game for at least a long, long while. But I don't know, the whole online gaming industry is really shitty, I found. It's like, wait, you don't own the game. You own the license. It's like, okay. If I own the license, why the fuck are you charging me $80 per license when I don't even get the game? Shouldn't I just enable you to be like $20? I'm like, oh yeah, that's not how it's gonna work. Like, that's dumb. You just basically made a glorified scam where I can give you almost $100 just to buy the game, which you could easily take down in like 5 minutes, which I don't like. That's why live service games, I think, are dumb most of the part. There are some that are not scummy, and for those who aren't, I highly appreciate it because it keeps the gaming industry alive. I know for a fact the gaming industry is not doing well right now.
Sounds bad.
And it's sad that gaming companies have done what they've decided. It's like, okay, we don't need to do what you want. We don't need to consider what you want. Which, in hindsight, is already a dumb idea, because your customers are going to be the ones giving you money. If you don't do something they like, they're not going to buy your stuff. But like the Madden games, don't get pissed at me for this. The Madden games, right? It's the same base with a new coat of paint, but you are still getting charged out the ass for it. Right? So like, if I buy Madden, whatever the fuck, I don't play it because it's dumb to me. Just buy one. I would say just buy one and stop playing the rest, but then I realize, EA kind of makes that a little difficult, don't they, with the way they keep killing off their other games. But basically, like, the whole thing with EA is dumb. And before you guys ask, I don't have a script for these things. I just record. I go about, and I just kind of talk about what I feel is on my mind. But it's things like companies like EA and Ubisoft who are ruining the game industry. While yes, they publish a lot of them, the way they do things is sickening, I feel like, because they will sit there, post a game for $30 to $80 fucking dollars for a license, not actually owning it, but for a license. And then, you play the game maybe a couple years, like Siege, for example. It's a live service game, basically. So, if you're sitting there, you spent, I don't know, hundreds of dollars on cosmetics. Because I know some of you are diehards out there, you're going to do it. You spend hundreds of dollars on cosmetics, or, you bought the game for $60 on top of the cosmetics. You're spending well over a small portion of what you get for like a VR headset, for example. Something physical you can actually own. And all they gotta do is like, oh, there's not enough players, you know, we just can't keep it alive, and then they'll kill the game off. You're like, what? Fucked. After all that money, you're just gonna kill the game. Which, to me, they shouldn't be able to do that. Or at the very least, they should refund you your money, at least some of it, if they're gonna do that, which, unpopular opinion probably, and they're gonna say, oh, it's impossible to do that when it's not. Difficult and time consuming, yes, but not impossible to do in the slightest. And they're just gonna take away what you so desperately love, which is really fucked in hindsight. And when I'm sitting here playing this game currently, like right now, as I play this game, I'm sitting here wondering what gaming will be like in 5 to 10 years even, because people are like, oh yeah, gaming will be like this in 30 years. In the last 10 to 20 years alone, gaming has skyrocketed into an awesome level. They've got more graphics, better details, better gameplay other than 2D scrollers. Like, there's a lot that's happened. But you have these companies that are money hungry. They want to put every dime in their pocket. They don't care about how games are made. The publishers do not care. BioWare, who made this game, wanted to do a sequel. They wanted to do Anthem next. And to me, they wouldn't even have to do that, honestly. They would have just had to, you know, all they would have had to do is fine-tune some of this stuff. Or add one in-game update, because there's no real in-game content. That's all they would have done, and I'm sure the game would have made a little bit more money, if not a decent amount for what they considered. And it sucks, because like, the few active in this community still for Anthem love the game. They just love it. And seeing that one of their favorite games is basically going to get killed, like that over there, that is a bug. Could have been patched out by now. It's been out for a while, but it's not going to be patched out. I think it's been out for what? It's 2025. It came out in 2019, so about 6 years this game has been out. And for a game that's been out for 6 years, it looks lovely. It is stunning. In fact, it's probably on par with some of the newer games with graphics. Still. And they're just gonna kill it, which sucks. I mean, it really makes you wonder what gaming companies are gonna be like in like 20, 30 years. Because even in 10 to 5 years, or 5 to 10, it's not looking good. So, I do want to leave a link. This is going to be a streaming video. I'm going to leave a link. I don't know if it'll still be valid after a while, to the Stop Killing Games movement. And it makes people think for a minute of, hey, okay, this is kind of shitty. I mean, if you buy a movie, right, which you may not do anymore because most of it's digital. You buy anything digitally, you don't own that. What you are buying the license, which to me is scummy. But if you go in and buy a hard copy of it, you know, if you always buy a hard copy of Anthem, right, it still would be, you know, not digital. It would have digital aspects such as online, but it still wouldn't be fully online. And yet you still wouldn't be able to play it. Just the way Anthem is, and the way it made its movement.
Careful around those scorpions.
The way they made the flying mechanic alone is what was a staple for Anthem. It's what made it well recognized, I should say. And, you know, I would like, you know, it's not going to happen because that's how EA is. But I would like to have either the community continue the game or make a better version of it. But if they take mechanics like this and modify them slightly, even, because the here's my take, personally, is gaming mechanics such as the flight on here. While yes, it's unique to this game, it shouldn't be. I feel like if EA saw another game using that, they would try to file a patent for more money in their pocket.
We're still in this.
And to me, it's scummy because they already have a couple million probably in their back pocket. Which, why do you need more? To be exact, why do you need more money? And the shit they're about to do with the new Battlefield, they want to release, right? They want to have, and I cannot make this up. They want to have over a million or 1,000. I think it's about 1 million or 100,000 current players. Or 100 million. I think it might have been 100 million. They wanted to have 100 million people playing the Battlefield all at the same time. And their most successful was only like 30 million, I think, from what I've heard. And it's got a budget of like 400 million, I think. Yeah. It's got a high budget. So yet they'll sit here and be like, oh, if you don't do good, we're gonna fire you, but I'll still have my comfy ass job. I'm like, that's pathetic. First off, as an employer, you yourself, like, let's say you are in a company, you own the company, right? Your first and utmost goal should be to take care of your employees first and foremost. Not whatever the fuck else it is. Like, oh, I need money. Yes, cool. Everyone needs money. But don't put the money before your employees. They need money too, right? But some of them, like BioWare, love making games like Anthem, right? Some people like making games, and in high school I had to make a shitty knockoff, and I did. I'm not gonna say what type of knockoff because I'll probably get fucking sued from the company because they're a pile of dog shit. They made the switch. That's all I'm gonna say. Anyway, these big gaming companies in general, like EA, Ubisoft, Nintendo, definitely Nintendo. I do not like them with the shit they're pulling. Is these big gaming studios will find any means of fucking over their community and getting away with it too. Like, okay, well, this company's big, it's allowed to do it. No. Big companies such as Ubisoft, EA, and whatnot, sure, they publish good games, as I mean, shown right here. They publish great games, and I'm not going to argue with that. Like, Siege, when it came out, I loved it. It was a good game, loved playing it with friends. Anthem, shit, I'm playing it right now, even knowing the servers are going to be shut down because that company just wants more money. Like, they don't care. And, you know, everything has to have an end. But the way they did this game was dirty. I don't even think, right? I don't even think you can buy the game as of right now, knowing damn well that about any beginning of next year, like I said, January 12th, 2026, they are sunsetting the servers. Their fancy way of saying, we're killing off the game and there's not shit you can do about it. So, I'm like, I don't know, big game companies are not hitting me the way they should.
We've got the basics running smooth. Anything else?
Honestly, I don't think there's much I could do to improve my javelin. It's pretty synergized. I think something they could have done is add like an upgrade system where you could level up your gear. Like legendaries, like how it's, you know, level 77. Although that does eliminate some of the go around you
Let's get
find it
started.
type thing, but then again, you know, easily could have been dealt with.
We have. Hey, we just refilled our shelves, which is nice.
Welcome to my store. Browse away.
I don't know. Game's great. I mean, just could have used more content.
I turned 43 yesterday.
Oh, happy birthday. You're ahead of most people around here.
Yeah. My dad died when he was 31. Animals got him. Sister bought it when she was 17. Outlaws shot her.
Yeah, pretty much everything outside the wall wants to kill us.
Some people inside the wall, too. Or disease. Nothing like a good plague creeping through every few decades.
I'm betting on it.
Here's them. I always like this. It never made sense to me, kind of, because the way it's angled. I don't feel like the water would go that way. I mean, it might. I don't know. It just doesn't feel right for some reason. The way the water's angled, weird. The easiest stronghold to run would probably be the Heart of Rage or the Scar, but I don't really want to keep running them. Like, they get repetitive real fast. There's only like 3 of them. There's only 3 strongholds, which, you know, get old real fast. What? I didn't actually know they could make a gold metal plating. Wild.
How long do you figure you've got?
I don't know, I'm 39, so I'm hoping for 50.
I always love doing this, just seeing how big they actually are compared to you. Like, how much hydraulics add. Dude, you got a damn strainer on your face. Oh no, I love the designs of the javelins. The way they made them is awesome. Like, I want to make one in real life, but I know I don't have any of the knowledge to even try to attempt it. And even then, still have to figure out a power source right up here in the back of that. Or just don't add the jetpacks, but you still need a power pack. The one I feel like would be the most doable would be Colossus, just because he is bulky. Like, the way the hydraulics are. If I can ever get a better lighting. The way his legs are is what's unique, I think. I don't know. I don't like the way it looks though, like the way the legs look. It don't look like your legs fit in that comfortably. At one point do your legs stop being legs and it just becomes you know, hydraulics. Oh, I noticed something, by the way. Look at that pad right there on the arm. If we go over here, try to look at that same thing.
All right. Where do you want to start?
It's not there. You're not going to find that pad. Which is weird. It's just me? Is that weird? That's something I noticed. I think, oh, that pad's not there normally. Like, what the hell? Also, I'm kind of curious to see how that little head link works. His little helmet right there. If you get into it, it's solid. Like, you can see it's solid. Like, right, here. Solid. Nothing there. You see? There was nothing there. And then whenever you get back out of it... No. Also, I've noticed the knee pads look exactly like the ones in Titanfall. I don't know. I would have loved like little interactions where you could go up and be like, "Oh yeah, can I get a kebab or something like, hey, can I grab like I don't know, a plate of that or something?" And you pay like a coin or two. Might just be me. Like, there's so much here, like stairs that could have been an extra area to explore. I have never noticed a star in her hand. Like, you go over here. Okay. Like, it's cleaned up and whatnot. I don't know where that goes to. But if you go over here, it's a whole downstairs area. Like, we don't get to explore. That's a bunk. Point is, there's stuff to explore, they just won't let you. I don't even know what that is. Toolbox or something. I don't know. Like, an update or two would have been nice. Because, like, they abandoned the game long ago, and the fact we stuck around as long as we did, you know, it's awesome. But this game makes me worried about Titanfall and smaller games like that, where they're no longer as popular as they once were. Like, no, the game's beautiful. Game is. Like, I'm not gonna sit there and say, oh, the game did bad because it was bad graphics. No, graphics are awesome. Gameplay is great. Like, they just needed to reinvest, and they did not. EA failed us, basically. Because as soon as BioWare is like, oh yeah, we can make another one. We can make it better. Like, it will sell. It's like, oh, no, the first one didn't do good enough. We're not going to do it. I feel like part of the reason for that one is Titanfall. Titanfall 1 was not a big success. They still did a second one. Titanfall 2 was not a big success in their eyes. And that's their fault, actually, but they want to blame us for it. They're like, oh, well, you didn't buy, enough Titanfall 2 to make it worth it. I'm like, dude, you literally released between Battlefield and Call of Duty. What the hell did you think was going to happen? You know? What is he doing, bro? Are you grilling? Is there something below you I'm not seeing? Or is that induction? I don't understand. It sounds like they're grilling, but I don't see no fire under it. So, like, are they using electricity or something? Wild. Then there's these radios around here. Like, they're fun to interact with, but they don't disturb any purpose. Oh, it's in there. See, small details like that I don't notice right off the bat, and then you start looking around, you're like, oh, well, that's cool. I didn't notice that one before. Just it sucks. They're gonna throw away a game that has a lot of potential, but they just don't want to reinvest in it. Anyway, all right. I'm probably gonna call it there. Uh, I will definitely stream the game again. I don't know what I'm going to do when I stream it, so I probably need to start looking for that. But uh, you know, Anthem, bro, it's a great game. This sucker's gonna go away. Uh, this has been Enclave.General. So, you know, Enclave out, I guess. I wish you guys all the best and stay safe. Bye.